Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00120 or 120. Hashtag Hamburglar. Yep, Hamburglar. It's been a while since I've seen the Hamburglar, but apparently he's roaming around local Bitcoins. So don't be surprised if you see him in a meetup somewhere trying to steal your hamburger or your Bitcoin, one or the other. Anyways, let's go in the notes section here and see what's on today's menu in James Bond Bitcoin Live. As always, I have the bond trading view, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. All right. And so I have a new link for a new list. Hopefully my internet will be better today. I won't get cut off. I had to call my internet provider. I had to complain and say, "Hey, I want some money back because I paid, for X amount of dollars to have my internet, and I'm not getting my internet." They eventually agreed, and all of a sudden my internet is working today pretty good. So hopefully I won't have a problem. Okay, and then next is McDonald's to accept Bitcoin by 2018. Sounds good, doesn't it? Maybe the Hamburglar will be taking your Bitcoin. But if you read the article, it's not quite the case. I'll get into the article shortly here. I'll be talking about that. Also in the notes section there is Bitcoin Cash Block Explorer. Now, I know there's already Bitcoin Cash Block Explorers, but it seems like a lot of the Bitcoin Block Explorers out there who are supporting Bitcoin Cash, they typically been, they only have a Bitcoin Block Explorer. But now this site, BTC.com, maybe you're familiar with it. I think they also perhaps might have a mining farm associated with them. But now they also have a Bitcoin Cash Block Explorer. So I guess it's worth checking out, because if you are a Bitcoin holder or hodler, you probably have some Bitcoin Cash. So I guess it's good to have a Block Explorer just to make sure you can safely send and receive or whatever to dump your Bitcoin Cash to get some more Bitcoin here. Also in the notes, this is what I'll be talking about today. Local Bitcoin traders charged with fraud for selling Bitcoin to thief in Kenya. Yes, the Hamburglar is apparently in Kenya, and apparently is making trades with what seems to be innocent Bitcoin traders who are being charged for fraud for doing a transaction in Kenya. Now, I don't know how real this story is. I'm a little skeptical about it, but I'll be talking about that today. And of course, Badass 20. That's the Hamburglar, the thief on local Bitcoins. We'll check out his page and we'll see. We'll examine how real this is, because this seems so ludicrous that it's almost unreal. And then also U.S. Senate Bill S for Senate 214 to criminalize concealed ownership of Bitcoin. Now, this is just a bill. It's not law yet. It still has to pass the House and then eventually get signed into law. I don't think it'll fly, but the fact that it's being pushed out there is concerned. Hopefully it'll just die in Senate and not go any further. But I'll be talking about that too. And then finally, fork me once, Super Bitcoin and Bitcoin Platinum among 5 new hard forks. This is coming from the Bitcoinist.com. I guess it's worth talking about it and at least having it there in the notes section for people who might watch this video if you need some more information. There it is. They're all coming, they're very close, or some of them's coming around December. Depending how fast the blocks are coming, some are coming sooner than later. So that's a little surprising. Anyways, next in the notes section, Coin Spectator. This is all real-time cryptocurrency news aggregators. Crypto Panic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. And then Crypto King, also another news aggregator. Okay. Now, next in the partition, in the notes section, I have all the potential joke forks, hard forks, fake forks, and already forked of Bitcoin here. Bitcoin Silver, which I still haven't heard anything, but there it is. It's time to stop meme. Seriously, it's time to stop with these hard forks. And Bitcoin Platinum, which was a joke, now someone's picked up on it. So if you've been watching my channel, you've been watching these videos of James Bond Bitcoin Live, I've had this on for a while. And I put it there to show you how scam coins get started. They get started as a joke, as a meme, or on bitcointalk.org forums, and eventually they become real. So watch out for the forks. And also Bitcoin Uranium. Let's see how that turns out. The initial proposal on the forum sounded interesting. I'll watch out for it. It definitely will be interesting to see how much of the initial proposal really sticks. So anyways, that's that. And then Bitcoin Cash Plus, maybe coming sooner than later. We might check it out. Bitcoin Classic, and that was a continuation of Bitcoin Cash. So it really isn't a fork, but it already is a fork of Bitcoin. So, but that's already been done. So it's a question of when are we going to get our coins? And then also SegWit2x, the fake SegWit2x. Now that's already been a snapshot supposedly. Again, we might actually have to go check out these websites to see what's going on with them, because Christmas, the holiday seasons, is right around the corner, and I'd like to get a new computer, maybe a new mic. I don't need a camera, but some new gadgets would be nice. And then Super Bitcoin. Oh goodness, that's coming really soon. It may be coming sooner than later. It's supposed to be the 17th, but maybe the 15th now. The blocks are rolling really fast. And then Bitcoin Diamond, BID, which was hard forked November 22nd, which I still can't find the ticker symbol on any other exchange. And then the other Bitcoin Diamond, BCD, that hard forked November 24th, which apparently already has taken a snapshot. It's a question of whether they're actually going to go to a mainnet and provide some wallet support. And then have a link to a list of airdrops. It's updated every day for those of you who like receiving free money falling from the sky. And then also next in the partition and note section is other links that could be helpful. SegWit charts. You could check out the SegWit charts and adoption rate and transactions. Coin Codex, a listing platform, and very similar to CoinMarketCap. Another one is Live Coin Watch, which I actually like the most out of all these because they give me a 7-day. I can kind of, it's alive, so I don't have to refresh, and it gives me a good idea of what's being pumped and what's being dumped. CoinGecko, another one, a listing platform, and it has indexes for developer participation as well as community participation. If the total ranking between those two is, I'd recommend no less than 70%. If it's below 70, I would be very cautious about that token. And bitinfocharts.com, another listing platform, but a little different. It will compare hashing rates. It offer technical information, blockchain information, I guess, hashing rates, transaction times, and the price, and the price as well. Also is Joho's mempool statistics, where if you want to, this is for Bitcoin, of course. They also have a link for Bitcoin Cash, but you can see the mempool and how much fees you need to put on, how many satoshis per byte in your fees to get into the next block. Also, Salome.io, that is the listing platform that measures social volume for social media, or I should say social engineering. And then Transaction Accelerator, if that's needed. I don't think that's needed, maybe. We'll have to check out the mempool. And then Bitcoin Cash, hash rate historical chart 6 months if you need to compare between the two blockchains and see what the total hashing rate is, because they do compete for the mining algorithm of SHA-256. Next in the partition section in the notes is, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview on Crush the Street. I say very interesting things in that interview. You should check it out. Also, collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinami. Real easy. If you haven't already been able to get your Bitcoin Gold, then you probably got scammed using my BTG wallet. So there's that. If you need a video, instructional video, I made one. It's called How to Split Bitcoin Gold BTG01. Very useful. Go check that out. Also, I have the mnemonic code converter from Coinami that you can actually save to your desktop. You can actually save the website to your desktop, and you could do that offline, and you can generate your keys. You could recover your keys, all that stuff. And then I have a link to Bitcoin Gold, which I don't really recommend you going to that website. And the website might have viruses and then steal your Bitcoins for some reason. All right. And then finally, in the next partition of the note section, if you've been watching like my video and you've seen a commercial for BitConnect, any way, shape, or form, typically by Craig Grant or his mistress Juliana, you might wanna read these articles before you start putting any money into BitConnect. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And then finally, if you like some more additional information, I interviewed 3 BitConnectors. 2 of them pretty much rage quit. One of them was stupid enough to stick around to let you know where you could find him. And then the 4th guest was just a regular person, not involved in BitConnect, and even he can tell that BitConnect is a Ponzi. I also had a special appearance by Ozzy the BS Filter. Couldn't say much, and he still, I think to this day, he still believes that BitConnect is not a scam. He won't admit that BitConnect is a scam or a Ponzi. He won't call it a Ponzi for some reason. The guy's so smart. He owns like I don't know, 20 billion businesses, but he can't figure out BitConnect is a Ponzi. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Anyways, finally, in the last partition in the note section, I have McDonald's hamburger commercial 1986. Boy, that brings back some memories. Hashtag yes2x88. I have a link to this meme right here that you're looking at. And then Pot of Gold. I have a link to Pot of Gold. And then I have a donational address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. Please donate. It's for the viewers and anybody who can crack the password to the encrypted private key or figure out the rest of the mnemonic key. I think it's up to $80. It goes up and down between $80 and $90. I don't know what the price is. The price is kind of moved around quite a bit. It's either 11,000 or just below 11,000. Don't worry, I'll do a chart analysis. I'll also go over the mempool. I'll go over the fees, Bitcoin mempool, do a chart analysis for Bitcoin, all that good stuff. All right, so let's see who's all in the chat here. All right. So it looks like dual overhead Camness, you're first. As always, you're not going to get much of a prize, but and it won't be a concert ticket. And David L., how are you? How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. All right. So anyways, let's go on here. So if you haven't checked, there's not much to the meme other than localbitcoins.com. Now, if you like to get scammed or get arrested or maybe even like lose your Bitcoin, you might want to try out localbitcoins.com. Also, you might end up doxing yourself because once you put Bitcoins on that site, they have complete control over that site, complete control over your Bitcoins. You don't control your private keys. It is a centralized system. I think they also require you to identify yourself. So if you want to dox yourself, you can do that as well. Apparently, last time I've been there, it is crawling with probably undercover law enforcement or stooges of the law enforcement, or I should say informants, some paid. They're paid if they could bring you in, if they can get you busted. So anyways, let's go on. Let's check out what's in the live stream here. Let me move on here. Okay. So here is the Bitcoin pot of gold. The QR code on the left is the donational address. It is a SegWit address. It's there for you to donate. I think I'm up to $80. If I can get someone to donate, I can give the 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. Also, the QR code on the right is the private key. Go ahead and scan that private key and try to figure out the clue to the private key, or try to figure out the password to the private key. And you should be able to figure out how to extract the private key and use it either in your SegWit wallet or a SegWit sender to pull the Bitcoins out. And then the QR code down in the middle and bottom, that is that's just a regular QR code. If you scan it with a regular barcode scanner, it will take you to Yellow Fever for You, to his channel. He's the one that gave me this idea. So thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right, so here is my new list. This is on-chain FX. This is the bond trading view right here. And this is created by James Bond Bitcoin Live. A list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Flagged for shorts. So here's my, here's my flagged tokens. Let's refresh it. Let's see where the price is right now. Is that it? Let's refresh it. See how things are doing. Let's see what the price of Bitcoin is. Let's see if it's up or down. Okay, we'll do a chart analysis on Bitcoin. We'll see how low Bitcoin will go. So far, it's gone down from what 9,000. So that's how low it's gone from its all-time high. And so far, it's gone back up. It's actually hit 11,000, and it's just right under 11,000. So here it is. Price of Bitcoin $10,963. That's still pretty awesome. That's still pretty awesome. Anyways, here's the flagged coins here. Too short, and let's see what it looks like compared to Bitcoin. Okay, so wow, what a difference. All right, so let me change that. I'll be going over this later, but let me go on to the news. I'll go over each and every one of these coins. We'll do an analysis, and then we'll check it out, and we'll try to get you more Bitcoins from those altcoins, because every altcoiner always tells me that they only trade altcoin to get more Bitcoin. So let me help you dump your altcoin so you can get more Bitcoin. All right. All right. So here's the first story here. Now, I don't know how true this is. If you look at the title, it says McDonald's to accept Bitcoin by 2018. Well, not quite. If you really read the story, it talks about how there's some betting giant Betway have released odds for people to take on the cryptocurrency being accepted by McDonald's by next year. It seems that the sharp rise in the price and mainstream popularity of the cryptocurrency has led to a real feeling that the fast food giant will accept it as a payment method soon. Currently, the betting is 50%, and this could see many people taking the wager with odds too short. With odds so short. Okay, so basically, this story is covering a betting site called Betway. There's no link to the actual betting site, but apparently that there's a 50-50 chance by next year McDonald's will accept Bitcoin as payment or cryptocurrencies as payment. Now, I've been hearing this since 2013. The last time Bitcoin was hyped so crazily that, seeing this again, I don't know. I think the Hamburglar has popped up again, trying to take your Bitcoin. Anyways, they also mentioned some other retail places. This is, let me see, where is this coming out of? This is Crypto Daily. This is a UK website. And so maybe this is pertinent to the UK. But I've been hearing, well, what was it? Wasn't it Burger King accepted Burger King tokens off the Waves platform? Now, I don't know how real that is since I'm not in Russia, but I haven't heard anything since then. So anyways, there's an article. It's one of these clickbait headlines. I don't think McDonald's will be accepting Bitcoin. I think it's crazy, but you never know. The Hamburglar is a very hungry person. So let me check out what else is in here. All right, so here is Bitcoin.com. Now, Bitcoin.com is also, there's a block explorer for Bitcoin, which is right here, as you can see. If you click on this link right here, it will take you to a Bitcoin block explorer. But this is a Bitcoin Cash block explorer. And so let me see if I could put in anything here. No. Anyways, looks like 3 minutes, 3 minutes. So this has been going right now. All right, interesting. Let's take a look at the block hash here real quick. And let's check out this address. Obviously, this is a reward, a block reward. But let's check out this address right here. All right, this is kind of what it looks like. Now, this is what a Bitcoin Cash transaction looks like. Of course, it's very similar. There you go, one confirmation. Looks like some transactions are going on. So if you're wondering about it, here it is. If you have split your Bitcoin and you need something to verify that you actually have Bitcoin Cash, and you want to verify the transaction of your Bitcoin Cash, if you're going to whatever reason dump it or whatever, this would help. Hey, Crypto Cotter. I actually like saying Crypto Nodder. Sorry, but it just rolls off my tongue a lot easier. But I'll call you Crypto Cotter. You're asking me, how can I post you a link to my newest Elliott wave speculation? Well, I guess if you want, you could just leave a comment in the note section. Let me see. The other way is I don't know. I don't have much other ways to contact me. You could try messaging me or private messaging me through YouTube. It takes a while for me to check. The best way is just leave a comment in the video, and I think my comments will allow links, website links. Sometimes I'll have to approve it, but it does show up in my to me, so you can do that. The wave, it didn't make a fifth wave today. It actually broke a trend line going up, so it'll be interesting to see. So that may be part of the bigger wave, because after all, there's waves within waves within waves. So, well, welcome to the chat. All right, so here is a block explorer for your Bitcoin Cash, so you can actually confirm that your Bitcoin Cash got sent wherever you need it to go. I'm assuming Coinbase will have Bitcoin Cash available. Bitstamp will have Bitcoin Cash available. What other sites? BitMEX will dump your Bitcoin Cash for Bitcoin Gold, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you need to send your Bitcoin Cash to different exchanges, or trade them, or receive them, or whatever, or send them to an exchange for trading, you can use this site to verify your transactions did go through. All right, so there you go. All right, here's the story here. All right, so here's Bitcoin traders charged with fraud for selling Bitcoin to thief in Kenya. Now, the story came from Kenyan Wall Street, which I'll go over. But approximately, let me see here, 10.2 million KETH. Looks like 100,000 was stolen from I&M Bank and a Safaricom bill pay account. So apparently some hacker, probably social engineered this theft somehow. Okay, if you posted it in the chat, Crypto Nodder, or I'm sorry, Crypto Cotter, if you post it in the chat, the link, it probably won't show up. So I think for some reason the chat will not allow website links. You probably have to type it out, like type out dot, like DOT, then com, put a space in there, and then maybe other people can see it. All right, so let's see what happened here. Okay, so there was about $100,000 in Kenyan money stolen. And the person on the website here of LocalBitcoins by the name of Badass20. Now, Badass20, I do have a link for that. So if there is like a Badass20, there must be a Badass 19, a Badass 18. It'll be interesting to see how many badasses there are. So we'll be going over that. But apparently, there was 3 people involved: Emma, Stanley, and Timothy. Were all a part of this Bitcoin trading account on localbitcoins.com. And the police arrested these 3 people instead of the person who apparently stole the money. So they arrested the 3 Bitcoin traders who did the trade, but didn't know that they were doing a trade with stolen money. So this is very interesting. So I'm going to have to. I'll be going over this as well. So read the rest of the story. How much did they trade for? It doesn't necessarily say how much that was actually traded on the actual trade on local bitcoins. So this comes from CryptoCoins News. So I keep an eye on this because a lot of the news that happens on the street first, like peer to peer. Gives you a good idea of what's going on in the marketplace. I know we pay attention to the CME and all this other stuff, but the real value of where Bitcoin comes from and other cryptocurrencies, well, I wouldn't say other cryptocurrencies. I would say okay. Oh, CryptoNotter or CryptoCotter on my homepage. Okay, all right. I'll check it out. Go ahead and post it there, and I'll look at it. But Bitcoin has more liquidity outside of the exchanges, and what happens outside the exchanges makes a big difference on what happens inside the exchange. So I keep an eye on this, and the market for me and all the information that I get comes from outside the exchanges. So I always keep my ears and my eyes open when I hear these stories. But let's go on to this here. So this is where the story originated: Kenyan Wall Street. Bitcoin case at Kenya's Milimani law. I don't know what that is. Milimani law court set precedence. So here it is. Here's the actual original story. And it looks like they were the 3 people who were arrested for the fraud. How you doing, Q Burrow? Nice to see you in the chat. Welcome. They were basically on bail for 500 cash. Now, I don't know how much that is. If I'm assuming that's $5,000. If 10 million is 100,000, then 5,000 cash is $5,000 is what I'm thinking. So not too bad. But the fact that they were arrested is insane. So up here it is. It says Emma and Stanley insist the money they received, which is 600,000 and 399,000 cash. So that's $6,000 and $4,000 was from the Bitcoin transaction from quote unquote bad ass. Now, what's interesting as I read this is the police seem to have banking information from badass, and the transaction, believe it or not, was what seems to me looks like wire transfers. And so never accept wire transfers. Never accept wire transfers for a Bitcoin trade, because wire transfers can be reversed and traced. All right, if you're ever going to trade, I would say the most you can do is maybe a cash deposit to a bank. I'm not talking about basically in the U.S. or maybe in Canada, North America for the most part. But or I guess you could do Western Union or MoneyGram, but something you can have cash in hand, peer to peer, like face to face. That's probably the best way, guaranteed. But to do a wire transfer or get a check, you probably want to wait before you send your Bitcoins. Uh, those can be reversed even after 30, sometimes after 90 days. So be careful when you trade. PayPal, definitely never a PayPal, never, never a Venmo. All right. Uh, hey, cuntball, it's been a while. I don't know what you've been up to, but hopefully you've been having a good time, enjoying yourself, whatever you're doing, cuntball. Anyways, here you go. Check out the story. It's very interesting. And on top of that, let's go check out the perpetrator. So the perpetrator is basically walking away scot-free with like about $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, apparently. Now, why anybody would accept a trade from this person is beyond me. Now, a lot of people downvoted this person after hearing the story, apparently. But the fact that this guy only has done 2 to 5 Bitcoin, which I guess it's a lot, like 2 to 5 Bitcoin, that's 20 to 50,000. But this account was literally created 3 months ago. All right. Has a verified email, verified phone number, doesn't mean anything. They could all be, faked, or I don't know what good it do. The weird part is the Kenyan law enforcement, for whatever reason, never went after this person, badass 20, but the other sellers. So I'm a little suspicious about this. It makes me think that this was a setup. The fact that this is only a 3-month-old account and such very low number of confirmed trades with only 5 different partners, which is unusual, and why anybody would accept trades from such a fresh account is beyond me. The other thing is, these other traders, the 3 people who were arrested for the fraud, they seem to have been trading for some time, and so why they even would accept a trade from this person, I'm highly suspicious. How you doing, 21 Million Club? Welcome to the chat. So I'm very suspicious about this. It kind of brings me back to the days back in 2013, where you would have quote unquote Secret Service agents or IRS agents or whatever agents set up stings where you would do a sell or a purchase for Bitcoin, and whether they accepted the purchase or the sale, it didn't matter. The fact that they came and met with you to do a trade, you were arrested. There was 2 in Miami, several in some other places. The fact that you have these operations going on, actively targeting Bitcoin users, is still happening to this day. Still happening. Anyways, let me see how many badasses there are. So you can go in here and you can kind of change this. Badass 20. How about badass 19? Is there a badass 19? No, invalid user. That means their account was deleted. That's probably why there's a badass 20, because it got deleted. How about badass 18? Nope, invalid user. That account got deleted. So this person is basically just making one badass account after another badass account, and LocalBitcoins is not doing anything about it. LocalBitcoins is not doing anything about it. Isn't that crazy? That's why it's so dangerous to trade on LocalBitcoins. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get scammed. You're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose your Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure of it. If you're a noob, you're a target. So let's see what else is here. All right. So I don't know if you heard about this one. U.S. Senate Bill S1241 to criminalize concealed ownership of Bitcoin. So if you have Bitcoin and you don't disclose it to probably most likely the IRS, um, you could become a criminal. Let me read some of this here. All right, let me see. Let me read some of this here. Oh, you think Kumpal is Aussie? Q Burrow? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm so boring. He can leave. Ozzy, Ozzy's a weird character. He comes out of nowhere and he all of a sudden like is a Bitcoin expert. Gets his bank account closed because he's participating in a Ponzi and he wonders why Coinbase will probably close his account. And on top of that, if he bought 13 Bitcoins, I mean he's going to be reported to the IRS. He's Ozzy's not very smart. He's new to this game and I wouldn't I would stop watching him because he's going to lead you the wrong way, which I think he's already done. He's already pointing you to like ETH and BitConnect, ICO scams and Regal Coin, all this weird stuff. So, anyway, see ya, Kumpal. Have a good day. Anyways, let's read here. On November 28th, 2017, the U.S. Senate Committee of the Judiciary held a hearing regarding Bill S1241, modernizing AML laws to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. Despite little attention being given to digital currencies during the hearing, Bill S1241 itself would amend the definition of financial institution in the United States Code to include digital currencies and digital exchanges. This could have alarming consequences for users of cryptocurrencies, both in the US and abroad. Now, I haven't had a chance to read any of this, so I don't know how real it is. But as far as I know, as the law states, is that a user is exempt from becoming a how can I say exempt from registering themselves as a money transmitter because essentially uh, everybody would have to register as a money transmitter. Like if you use money, guess what? You're a money transmitter. So that's why a user is exempt from registering as a money transmitter because it's ridiculous. And the key point is who's benefiting from this transaction? Who's benefiting from this, you know, sending and receiving of whatever bitcoins or cash? Now, if you are the sole beneficiary, right, you are exempt from being considered a financial institution. Now, if you are um, doing this as a third party, even though you are benefiting, but you are not the beneficiary of the trade, you're a third party charging a fee. Then yeah, you're going to have to register as some kind of financial institution. Now, I haven't read this bill. I think it's pretty much a scare tactic to get people to become registered because when I was trading, hey Katrina Holiday or Katriana Holiday, um, I suspect that there's a lot of people who have total misinformation about trading peer to peer. I have been told that I needed to be a registered money service business. I've been told that I have to register as a money transmitter. Totally not true. Totally not true. If you own your Bitcoins, right, and you own your money, you own your property, you don't need to be licensed to anything whatsoever. All right. Because if that's true, that means everybody has to be licensed, which is ridiculous. And so there's already precedent set that you don't have to be licensed. Matter of fact, it's well documented that you don't need to be licensed if you are doing it for yourself. So, anyways, go ahead and have a read on this. I think this will die in the Senate. I don't know if it'll go anywhere. Uh, if it does, then it's only going to apply to probably your Coinbase. It probably won't even apply to LocalBitcoins because LocalBitcoins is an escrow, and escrow is not required to be a money transmitter because they're doing it on behalf of their users, and they're only charging a fee for it. There's a slight difference between escrow services and money transmission. There is a slight difference. You have to know the difference to understand it. So, all right. So there's that. Hopefully you'll read it and enjoy it. Maybe you'll understand it. Won't get your bank account closed. All right. Here's the next one here. Fork me once, Super Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Platinum among 5 new hard forks. I hope you're all ready for the hard forks. Now, as much as I don't like hard forks, there's not much I can do about it. I mean, the only thing I can do is just talk about it and let everyone know how stupid it is, and it doesn't benefit anybody really. Well, it does benefit you. If other people want to put money into this thing, that's fine. Here's the thing, people ask, like, where does the money come from? Why is this all of a sudden worth something? Well, it's coming from all of you. All right, or I should say it's coming from the exchanges, the users who are on the exchanges in which these hard forks are being traded. Basically, people have put up some futures into it. They're trading it, creating a price discovery. Are you talking 21 Million Club? Are you talking about this article here? This is from btcmanager.com. I don't know if this belongs to Roger Ver, but there are links. If you're saying if that article came from Roger's site, it's fake news. Well, I don't know if this is Roger's site, but you can definitely there is actual. No, these aren't links. Okay. Oh yeah, they are links. So these are actual links to the bill that you can click onto and check it out. And there's actually a video that you can actually click onto, or recordings of video. So this is all recorded in minutes in the Senate. So I don't think they're fake. I think this is a real story. All right, so this one here, yeah, I don't like forks, but if you want to know where the money's coming from, it's coming from the exchanges, and it's coming from the users of those exchanges. It's coming from all those Bitcoins that you put into the exchange, and then when they create this coin, all of a sudden it starts getting traded. It derives the value from those trades. Now, the money doesn't come from anywhere. All right, it's not like the coins aren't worth anything really. They're just generated. Now, the only reason they have value is because some person bought whatever coins for Bitcoins, probably. They don't, or maybe Tether, who knows. And that's kind of the price discovery mechanism that these exchanges do for the most part. Now, once they do that, people who trade it, where's all that Bitcoin coming from, right? Well, they're coming from the Bitcoin that the users who deposited on those exchanges. So they're creating a liquidity there, right? So that's where the money's coming from. It's not coming from the sky really, or it's not coming from me. So once these forks of Bitcoins, once they become available, right, and they'll come available like Bitcoin Cash. Most of it's locked up in SegWit addresses, right? No, actually, no. No, actually, I take that back. There was no SegWit addresses. So, a lot of these Bitcoins are locked up on Coinbase, in cold storage, on exchanges that haven't released your Bitcoin Cash. Some of it you never even got, like Genesis Mining, right? And probably LocalBitcoins. If you had Bitcoins on those exchanges or those or wherever those places, you didn't get any Bitcoin Cash. And so as more and more exchanges come online, like I believe Bitstamp will be trading Bitcoin Cash, BitMix will dump all the Bitcoin Cash for Bitcoin. And then what else? Coinbase will probably offer Bitcoin Cash. I mean, there's all of these exchanges starting to offer Bitcoin Cash. Wallets are there. And so as soon as that happens, I think those prices are going to go down. But let's go down on this article here. Okay, Bitcoin holders will meet at least 3 new hard forks in December as the success of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold spawns a host of trailblazers. Well, here's the thing about it is if you know anything about Bitcoin Gold, you know that there was a risk of losing all your Bitcoin to get Bitcoin Gold. And then those people actually lost Bitcoin Gold as well. And some of them actually lost Ethereum and Litecoin. So is it really worth it? Probably not. Probably not. So here, let's see. Okay, we got Bitcoin Diamond. That's happened. What are some other ones where this article writes it up? It says Bitcoin Super Bitcoin's coming out on December 15th. So maybe the block times on this has changed. What else is Bitcoin Platinum? Also, is coming out. Let's see, respectively, and Bitcoin Cash Plus. So this is interesting. Bitcoin Cash Plus and Bitcoin Diamond. I'm sorry, Bitcoin Platinum and Bitcoin Cash Plus. December 23rd. So Bitcoin Cash Plus is coming out on December 23rd. And then supposedly Bitcoin Platinum is on the 31st, but I'm not sure how true that is. I think the author has been going to the bitcointalk.org forum and maybe don't understand where some of these are not going to happen. Let's see here. So interesting article. You can read other things. 500th. Oh. Okay, so here's looks like a tweet. Upcoming Bitcoin hard fork. So Super Bitcoin is coming at 558 block. Bitcoin Platinum at 5,000 block. Bitcoin Uranium is unknown. Bitcoin Cash Plus is 5,014.07 block. And Bitcoin Silver to be decided. So Bitcoin Uranium unknown. All right, so it gives a date. I think this is a calendar right here. And it gives you a date. So where is Bitcoin? Super Bitcoin supposedly on the 15th. Bitcoin Platinum on the 23rd. And then Bitcoin Uranium on the 31st. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's go back to this. So there you go. Some more information about forks. Looks like some of the dates have changed, maybe because the block times have increased and decreased. We'll check it out. I might actually go over some of these here. like Bitcoin. I did a video on Bitcoin, Super Bitcoin. Let me do a video on let me see, Bitcoin Platinum. Is there a Bitcoin Platinum website? I'm gonna have to check that out. Hold on. Let me see, Bitcoin. Let me see here. Bitcoin Platinum. Let's go to the bitcoin.org forum and let's see if they have a website. I know that the Disruptmeister, let's see here, Disruptmeister put a link in here. Yep, and nobody else has ever commented after that. So here's the Disruptmeister. I wonder who that is. That's probably most likely Adam. Adam. And here's his Twitter. Here's the Twitter. Let's see what happens if we follow the Twitter. And they do have a bit.org, pit.org here. Let's follow it. Where does it take me? It's probably going to give me a virus. Okay, here it is. So this is Bitcoin Platinum that's coming up. World's chain that can never be whatever. Let's see, have a look here. GPU mine, SegWit 2x, no pre-mine. Okay, so yeah, that's right. They claim to have no pre-mine. Bitcoin Platinum Cash, Gold, Litecoin. Okay. Nodes and wallet exchanges, mining pools. That's about it. That's about it. There's nothing else to look at. Let me see if there's any exchanges, mining pools. Okay, so they have mining pools, exchanges, and nodes and wallet. Let's click on that. Let's see what happens. There aren't any releases. Okay. Oh goodness, this is not looking good. All right. All right. So okay, let's have how about Bitcoin Cash Plus? BitcoinCashPlus.org. Okay. Looks like I've been there. Let's see what it says. Okay, so here it is. Here's Bitcoin Cash Plus. Well, this is supposed to be January 22nd. So it looks like the author is a little off or way off on her article. So it says here January 22nd, 4 weeks, 2 days, 24 hours. So Bitcoin Cash Plus isn't for a while. So I don't think this is coming in December. No wallets, no nothing, no new team. So I guess they're gone for the holidays. You know, let's give everybody a break, right? It's holiday season time. So you're right on that 21 million club. Bitcoin Cash Plus peer-to-peer electronic cash. It's not coming until January 2nd. 4 weeks, 2 days, 23 hours, 30 minutes, and 13 seconds. There we go on that. So, okay, well, I'm finished with this story. Okay, let's close some of these here. And let's go to CoinMarketCap. Hopefully, a lot of you are making some Bitcoin. I have a sneaky suspicion all the altcoin traders probably didn't make as much money as Bitcoin holders. I'm pretty sure about that. Anybody who claims that they made money trading altcoins for Bitcoin or trading altcoins, there may be some truth to it. Yes, they made money, but they would have made more money, way more money, if they were just trading their Bitcoins. If they were just holding to get more Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, I had somebody text me today. Someone I traded with it's actually been over 2 years, and they wanted to know how I was doing. What's up, DD8209? Welcome to the chat. So they're asking me how I was doing, and I told them I'm doing great, and I asked them how are you, because this person would buy like quite a bit from me, and he would buy from me, and then he would turn around and then trade on LocalBitcoins.com, and he would sell it at a very high premium because he would do actually meetups. That was his thing. And I asked him, how many Bitcoins do you have? And he was like he only had $1,000 worth, which would mean he has 0.01 Bitcoin, I believe, or is it 0.1? Yeah, I think it's like 0.1 Bitcoin is what he had. So anyways, let's take a look at this here. And so this is bond trading view. Okay, so this is a bond trading view. If you take a look at this right here is the flagged cryptocurrencies and tokens that I have to short. In other words, if you have any of these altcoins, there's probably a really good chance you should probably dump now or in the near future to get the most amount of Bitcoins. And so if you're an altcoin trader and you're trying to get more Bitcoin, let me help you. This is how I'm going to help you. My original advice, and yes, I'll give you advice, it's okay for me to do that, is never to even buy any altcoin. You should probably just stick to Bitcoin, and you would make more money than trading altcoins. And I can show you by looking at the data. Let's have a look at Bitcoin value right here. I can switch this over to Bitcoin. See how it looks. Well, there's some red there. There's definitely some red. Let's refresh it. Let's see what. Let's see if the price updates. Okay, we're still under 11,000, 10,977. But let's just see how it's doing. Yep, there's still some red in there. Some green. So whenever you see green, you want to dump these coins to get more Bitcoin. Let's just do this. All right, so EOS is on the top priority. So on the top is priority, higher priority to dump and to get more Bitcoin. On the bottom is less priority. So let's go take a look at EOS real quick. EOS, Ethereum on steroids. This is interesting. It used to be where you can select a Bitcoin here as your currency, but it's not even here anymore. You can't even see it. It just selects other fiat currencies. So that's different. All right, so but at least we could take a look at this. So overall, if you look at EOS, the best time to dump your EOS was when you first got it, pretty much. All the way here to the left, you would have gotten a lot more Bitcoins. Now, if you look at Bitcoin now, if you look at the orange line, you're not going to get as much Bitcoin, but yet the price of EOS and its market cap has gone up. The value of Bitcoin has gone down. That's really sad. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Let's go 2017. 11, I think we'll go 29, 11, and then 29. All right, let's have a look. All right, so let's take a look at this. So recently, I guess you're going to get some more Bitcoin in the last 3 days. Really, the first amount was right here. If you look at that, right here, that was probably your best amount. And if you still didn't dump your EOS, you got your second chance right here to dump your EOS and get more Bitcoin, because I don't think you're going to get as much anymore after this point. After this point, in my opinion, when the price of Bitcoin goes to 20,000, 100,000, whatever, Bitcoins are going to go up. They're going to go up more than these altcoins, especially when the SEC is going to crack down on these ICOs. EOS will most likely become a security, and all of a sudden, nobody will be able to sell their EOS tokens because there's nobody who's going to be trading EOS tokens anymore. Not even for Ethereum. They're going to be all delisting on their platform. So why would you hold on to this ticking time bomb? And that's just my opinion, but I think this is a ticking time bomb. But so but you still have EOS, you might want to consider dumping it to get more Bitcoin. Let's see what's next on the list here. Salt is on second on my list here. Ganshi Rathor XLM. You're talking about Stellar XLM? Yeah, Stellar's on my list. You think some big news is coming? Well, what big news would that be? Like a pumping big news? You think Stellar is going to be pumped? We could take a look at the social volume. Let's take a look at Salome real quick. All right, so we'll look. If you don't know what Salome is, it's a listing platform for it measures social volume. We could take a quick look at XML. I'm sure XML is doing something right now. Let me see here. XML. Stellar. It's up. If you look at the chart, it's pumping. We could take a look at Stellar lumens and see what they've been talking about. If I just hover over it, it just comes out. Let me see. We're starting in 1.5 hours. Join us, Stellar for Light Weight. Ask Me Anything, CEO of Satoshi Pay, about their partnership with Stellar.org. That's on Twitter. Let me see. Stellar Lumens joins the 1 billion club. Okay. With 3 other cryptos. That's highly upvoted on Reddit. It's not a pump and dump. XML has been overvalued for months now. It's a great currency backed by tremendous partner. Okay. Let's see what it says here. XML has been undervalued for months now. It's great cryptocurrency backed by tremendous partnerships and good news. It has real value, a real use. Okay, well, I don't know anybody actually using Ripple other than for speculation and news. The keyword is news. if all you hear is nothing but news about Stellar, I don't know if it has any merit behind the news other than news sake. And if you know anything about news and social engineering, that's not hard to do in this cryptocurrency space. It's actually pretty easy. Let me continue on reading here. The rise caused by great expectation for this currency. Let me see here. Okay, so the rise is caused by great expectation for this cryptocurrency, and another fact that seems to be ignored by people who ask why this price is rising so much. Ledger added stellar support. So Ledger, the hardware wallet, added stellar support. That's not really impressive, but okay, that's not a reason to buy the coin. But uh, we couldn't properly store XML before that. Well, isn't that a problem? If you can't store your uh, your stellar lumens without Ledger, doesn't that tell you something? That no one's supporting this wallet? If Ledger's supporting it, it's probably, they have to allow other wallets to be supported on their hardware wallet, or else no one's going to buy their wallet. By the way, if you know how to use wallet and wallet generators, you should be able to generate your own Stellar Lumen private key and store it yourself. Let's have a look here. Um, a lot of people were just waiting for being able to store their lumens properly. Wow. Okay. Also, the symbolic line of 1 billion market cap has been crossed. Okay. So maybe I think this is more hype. It says here, remember in May when XRP went from 20 cents to 6 cents. After this, it took less than 2 weeks for it to reach 40 cents due to escrow announcement, and then XRP went down to 20 cents. Still 10 times more than in May. The comparison is good because XRP and XLM are direct rivals, and I believe they will both succeed and try to overpass one another for the better of us all. 2018 will also be a great year for Stellar Lumens. Many partnerships will be announced. The crypto market will grow more and more and more. Okay, well, that's all chatter. That's all talk. Unfortunately, um, if you, in my case, in my opinion on it is, it has no use outside the exchange. Announcing a partnership doesn't do anything because it doesn't. I mean, there's so many partnerships going on with Ethereum, but what good is it if it's only used for speculation? And again, not used outside of the exchanges. So if I took, put it this way, if you came to me and wanted to sell me Stellar Lumens, I would totally ignore. I would ignore you and walk away. That's what I would do, because I know that Stellar Lumens has no value outside the exchanges. I can't sell it. Uh, I don't know anybody who would buy Stellar Lumens. Um, maybe you would, but unfortunately, I don't have Stellar Lumens to sell you. I only have Bitcoin, and that's the only thing that I've ever traded outside the exchanges in real life. So there you go. That's my opinion about Stellar Lumens. So a lot of just social volume news. When I see a lot of social volume news like this, that's a pump. That's a pump. When your Reddit form says it's not a pump and dump, guess what? It's a pump and dump. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you look at the social media, you can see that it's being pumped. Just social engineering at its finest right here. That's all this is. Okay. Yep. Sorry. All right. So we jumped a little bit on stellar lumens. I'll eventually get there. Next is salt. Some salt on this thing. Salt, the lending platform on what Ethereum, another lending platform. Lending platforms don't make money in cryptocurrency. If anything, you lose money. Ask all the just do some research on Bitcoin lending platforms. They're non-existent because no one ever paid back the Bitcoin. All right, so here's salt, and it it looks good for the past 3 days. It looks like you're going to get more Bitcoin. So this is the one case that seems to show that you're going to get more Bitcoin. But let me refresh this. What was it before? Let's take an overall look at salt. I think I looked at it before. Let's see here. Yeah. Qboro. You don't actually store coins in a wallet. The coins are on the ledger. You store private keys. Yeah, that is true. I'm sorry, but it's the same concept. I mean, the private keys are essentially the coins in a way. It allows you to spend it, and that's what you're really trying to do. So let me see this. Oh, this salt is bad. Okay, so I'm looking at the overall of the chart, and it only goes back to October. So it's not like, well, this is salt is newly created, I believe. So it's just going back to October here. And if you look, you'll see the orange line being the Bitcoin value. Well, it's higher on the left and it's lower on the right. It's only the last 3 days that it actually is moving higher comparatively. And if you ask me, um, all coins will eventually they will not give you back. They will not produce more Bitcoin. They may go up in fiat value. They may go up in market cap, right? Because one person like was foolish enough to buy it at $1 over its spot price. Now all of a sudden, all the millions of other tokens are worth an extra dollar. So if you hold 5,000, you made an extra five. If you hold 1,000, 100,000 of these tokens, now you made 100,000. In reality, that's not what's really happening. If you dump these coins on these exchanges, all your coins, you will drive down the price. All right, you will drive down the price. It's called slippage. Okay, so I'm going to the 3-day on chart on salt, and yes, you're going to make more Bitcoin. So now is the time. If you have salt, this is probably one of the times you should probably start dumping your salt to get as more Bitcoin as you can, because Bitcoin is going up quite a bit. How you doing, Dual Red Camness? Looks like you're chatting away. Marbro. Okay, so Qbro. Well, okay, thanks for the help. I'm so dyslexic. Let's also go look up the social volume of salt. Let's see if their salt is even on here. I'm looking for salt. Well, I don't see salt here. Does it allow me to do a search? It doesn't allow me to do a search. So, okay, well, so much for that. Let me see. Vertcoin. Vertcoin has moved up on my list. Vertcoin. Let's look at Vertcoin. So Vertcoin has come back to be a high priority. It's moved up. You're going to get it's 7% increase in Bitcoin value. But if you look at this chart, wow, I don't know if I can say I would want to really put money into Vert. But let's take a look at the last 3 days. Yes, Q Bro. You can break up your sell orders over time. But if you had like, let's say you had like $1 million worth, how long would it take you to slowly sell your uh, your altcoin to the point where you wouldn't be able to drive down the price? What happens is if you're slowly selling, and probably most likely other people are doing the same thing on the altcoin market, what happens is your price stalls. So you could be at like for example, like I'll take Vertcoin here. Let's say the Vertcoin's not worth a lot, so maybe someone has like 100,000 Vertcoins, right? And it goes up $1, so they slowly sell it off. How long do you think that can happen? And how long do you think that price is going to sustain at like $7 from when it was $6? How long can you do that? You can't. And then you also have a lost opportunity cost as you're slowly trying to get your Bitcoin out of this. Bitcoin's like skyrocketing, right? Bitcoin's mooning, and as you're trying to sell, Bitcoin's going up. So the value of Bitcoin is going down eventually as Bitcoin increases in price. You need to, there's two things to raise the value of Bitcoin against an altcoin. That first of all, Bitcoin has to go down in price, and second, people need to buy into the altcoin. So people need to buy into the altcoin while the Bitcoin price is going down, and then you are going to be slowly getting out of it if your whole goal is to get more Bitcoin. But that's not going to happen because most of the bag holders of these altcoins are already bag holders. It's hard to get new bag holders in here with altcoins. There won't be more people flooding into an altcoin versus the existing amount of bag holders trying to get out. There's more bag holders of altcoins trying to get out than new existing people trying to get into an altcoin. That's why you see the price depreciating over time, or I should say, you should see the Bitcoin value is depreciating over time, although the price may be increasing, but the amount of Bitcoin you get is just slowly degrading over time. Search for salt and pepper. Oh goodness. Let me see. Okay, finally Dash. We'll get to Dash. Dash took a little bit beating today. It went up a lot, but it just took a beating in the last few hours here. All right, so I've seen this before. The best time to buy Dash was January 2017, basically beginning of this year. That was the best time. Other than that, I mean, you missed your opportunity to sell it shortly right after. Like when was this? Whenever this was, March 25th, 2017 was your best time to sell it. Ever since then, the price of Bitcoin's been increasing, and it looks like you're getting perhaps another chance right around here. Let's check it out. Let's check out the last 3 days. Price has been going higher than the value of Bitcoin. All right, so looks like the value of your Bitcoin has crested right around this time frame, right around here. What is this? December. Oh, it's December 1st. So it's already crested earlier this morning. So earlier on December 1st, right? It's already December 2nd now where I am. So, or almost December 2nd where I am. So already the value of Bitcoin has already crested, and you can see the price moving sideways. So if you look at it, if you look at the green line, which is the value of Dash, it's going sideways. So people are slowly, just like you were saying, Q Bro, people are slowly offloading their Dash. Either they're dumping into probably Tether or Cash, or they're probably maybe even getting into Bitcoin. But obviously, if you look at this chart, you see the orange line being Bitcoin value. Bitcoin value is going down. You're losing value. Now, a couple things, because the price of Bitcoin is going up, and also most likely people of Dash are slowly selling off. But the fiat value is going sideways because Bitcoin value is going up. And so you're seeing a scenario where people are basically dumping their Dash probably into Bitcoin, maybe into Tether, and it's deceptive because it looks like the price is maintaining around $800, but it's probably not gonna. It might, but you can see that the Bitcoin value has already crested, and it's pretty much trending downwards again now. So I think this run is over, as far as I'm concerned. This Dash run may be over, but you never know. I mean, Dash could rise up again and pull the Bitcoin value. But from what I'm seeing, it's already crested. You already missed your opportunity to get the most amount of Bitcoin, and it's just going to be less and less and less and less as time goes on. All right, so there's Dash. Ethereum's back up here. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I may not go over each and every one of these, but I'll go over the top of my list because those are high priority. If you have any of those tokens or any of those coins, you should probably dump them to get the most amount of Bitcoins while you can. Because if you give it more time, your opportunity of making more Bitcoin becomes less and less. It's just an ugly picture all around. Look at this. All right, so overall, like again, like let's see how far you have to go back to make a tremendous amount of Bitcoin. If you can, you have to go again back to February, beginning of this year, and it peaked out. It peaked out June 20th, 2017. It peaked out, and then it's slowly going down. The Bitcoin value is slowly going down because what's going on? Because Bitcoin's basically going up. Although the value of your Ethereum is going up as well, your Bitcoin value compared to Ethereum is going down. And it'll probably slowly deteriorate back to the median, which is probably somewhere around here, which you're going to get 0.01 Bitcoin most likely. Although the price of your Ethereum will go up. It will go up. Unfortunately, Bitcoin will go up faster, and Ethereum will not keep up. But let's take a look at the last 3 days on Ethereum. Let's see how it's performing. Ow, ow, yeah. Well, that's how it's performing. Everything is pretty much. It looks like it's trending down. Bitcoin value, if you look at the orange line, Bitcoin value is trending downwards now. It's high. I think it reached in fiat terms, in US dollar, it's reached $500, but now it's around 450. But if you look at it, it's the same scenario. It's going sideways. When I see price go sideways, but the Bitcoin value going down, people are just slowly dumping their Ethereum to whatever, Tether, altcoin, Dash, whatever. They're getting out of Ethereum and most likely they're probably going to Bitcoin, because you can see the Bitcoin value going down. So that means the price of Bitcoin's going up, while the price of your Ethereum is going sideways, which basically just means, uh, it's not going anywhere. So, anyways, there's that. 3 days. You're just missing an opportunity. It's getting less and less. So let's go back here. Let's take a look. XML. So I'll take a look at XML. Let's take a look at XML. Stellar lumens. We talked about this before. Just a lot of rumors. Just a lot of hype. It's probably fake news. Ugh, gosh. Your best time was literally to buy in, right? Right. Let me see. Probably same thing. Beginning of the year, yeah, February. If and here's the thing, you could have bought Bitcoin during February as well, just as equally amount. You could have bought Bitcoin just as you could have bought any of these altcoins, and you would have made money. The only difference is you would have made more money, because if you look at the Bitcoin chart, if you look at the orange line, it clearly shows how much more money you would have made if you just had Bitcoin. It just clearly shows that. All right, so 3 days ago was probably the highest value you can get your Bitcoins, which is right about here, which was November 29th. After that, it has dipped, and it looks like it is coming back. The question is, will it come back even higher? And so far, it has not come back higher as of right now. Unless it continues to go up, then it may be a better deal, which then I guess XML will be put back on my priority list, top of my priority list, because I have to. I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's anything to Stellar Lumens. It's been a dormant coin for a very long time. It's only been, just like all these other altcoins, they're only moving in activity because people are pumping and dumping them. That's it. If you look at the overall chart of Stellar Lumens, so far it hasn't produced as far as Bitcoin. It hasn't made you more Bitcoin. Now there's peaks, but overall it's you have to assume those sharp peaks that you see in Stellar Lumens, those are nothing more than pump and dumps. That's there's nothing sustainable that I can see that would make me want to invest or buy Stellar Lumens. But if you're getting it for free and you have them, you should probably dump them, because they're not going to become any more valuable than they are compared to Bitcoin value. Maybe in fiat terms they'll go to the moon, but as far as Bitcoin value, it's just being degraded over time. All right. Well, let's go over the Salome. Let's go over social volume Salome. Let's take a look what's hot these days. Match pool, VeChain is hot. Looks like it's on Reddit and Twitter. Zencash, a lot of tweets going on Zencash. Ethos on Twitter, that's trending. Another tweet going on in Ethos. Stellar Lumens, as you see right here, a lot of people talking on Stellar Lumens. Walton, Next, and Gollum, all on Twitter. All right, so that's what's trending. So look out for those coins. So let's take a look at the social volume here. What's noticeable? Now, if you ever notice, like the coins that have a lot of social volume, they don't move a lot in percentage-wise. This is just measuring social volume. They don't move a lot in percentage-wise because it's hard to manipulate these kind of numbers. As you notice, as you go down and with the less amount of social volume, right? It's easier to, it moves more drastically. Let's see, let's like this example right here. Look at this. ARC is continuously being pumped. Stellar Lumen's continuously being pumped. But look at the social volume. It's only 262 versus 15,000, 4,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,000. Quite a bit of difference. Walton right here is being pumped, 61%. Potcoin's being pumped. I guess a lot of people getting high over the holidays, 42%, with a 21% increase in price in 24 hours. It's another one, NEM, VeChain. I don't know why VeChain is going up, but 217% increase on social volume with a 35% increase in price. Zencash, 139% increase in social volume with a 3% increase in price. Let's see what other increases there are. Matchpool. Is that guppy? Oh my God, that's that Ethereum token. That's what it is. I guess people are trying to like hook up during the holidays. Maybe that's what's going on. Hey Patrick, how you doing? You made it just in time. We're almost, like maybe we're halfway done. Ethos right here, 100% increase in social volume with a negative 1%. Interesting. Okay, that's it for Salome. Very useful site. Tells you what's being pumped. Okay, let's go to the mempool. Let's see Joho's. See what the transactions are like. Dual overhead camness. You're trying to get me to debate Richard Hart. I don't know what's there to debate about. I don't see any value in it anyway, other than entertainment value. If he wants to talk, I mean, he's more than welcome. He can reach out to me anytime. I don't do too many interviews that much anymore. I'm just way too critical of people, and you know, often I see a lot of people come in making videos for the sole purpose to enrich themselves, not really to inform and educate, or even or I mean, they just don't. I just see people not caring. You know, they just don't care. They're just here for the sole purpose for self-enrichment, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when I point that out, it amazes me how many people are in denial, or they're in self-denial about that. They just won't admit that the only reasons why they make videos or promote or do anything is to simply just to enrich themselves, and that's it. You know, they have no care for their actions in this space. Once they make their money, they leave and they're gone, and that's how things are. Let me see here. So it looks like the the mempool is kind of low, very low right now. What is it at 30,000 right now? Which half of it is probably like not counted. So it's probably less than that. It's probably like only or 3,000 or 4,000 transactions in the mempool. As you see right here. So right here, as you see, let me see, where is it? It's 5 to 10 Satoshis. So the mempool is eating into the 5 to 10 Satoshis transaction, per byte transaction. So you could literally put in a transaction for like 10 Satoshis, maybe even 5 Satoshis. It's still got a ways to go, but it's eating into that area. Eventually, it'll get down to the 0 and the 5 Satoshi per byte. So again, as you see here, looks like 12. Looks like where did it peak? It peaked right here. So 11, almost 11 o'clock. After 10, basically right after 10 o'clock was the peak of transactions. Again, when I look at this, uh, all the transactions seem to be done during North American time, right? So if you think Asia or other parts of the country are really big in using cryptocurrencies, that may not be the case. I know it's 24/7, 7 days a week, but the fact that the peak transaction times here that I see in the mempool is from 8 a.m. I'm on New York time, 8 a.m. New York time, all the way to, let's see, 6 p.m. New York time. So essentially 8 to 6 p.m., 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. New York time, those are the peak hours. That's essentially North American. So whatever is going on with Bitcoin, it's happening as soon as North America wakes up, and then it's finished when North America goes to bed. I don't see where the other transactions are coming from. It's definitely not China. Doesn't seem like it's Japan. Maybe this little blip right here is Asia right here. You have maybe Korea, maybe Japan. I'm really highly skeptical that China is really doing any of these transactions. Anyways, let me continue, and then let's go to trade block, or not trade block. Bitcoin fees dot earn. All right, let's check it out here. Yeah, you can see the mempool, the red here, or the brown, whatever this is mostly down in the 1 to 10 satoshis per byte. The rest of this has no mempools, whatsoever. Look at the delay time. Look at the delay time and and transaction times here, estimated minutes. You could see that a lot of it. So you could literally be 10 to 20 satoshis per byte, and you'll probably get into the block. Just to be safe, you could go up to 40 satoshis per byte, and then anything above that, anything above that, but 40 satoshis per byte will probably get you into the block right now at this time. Okay, just remember, the transactions really start picking up 8 a.m. New York time, and then starts dying off at 6 p.m. New York time. So let's see what the average is. Looks like a lot of people are still at around 150, around this area right here. So 150 satoshis per byte is what it's recommending. I think that's priced too high right now. So take it for what it's worth. And then what trade block? Let's go to trade block. All right, yeah, see 8,000. Okay, so there's 8,000 transactions in the mempool now with empty blocks or partial blocks. Who's making this is an unknown. So we're back to making partial blocks again. So all these are full. Here's an empty block by F2 pool. No fees whatsoever. 266 bytes. Just made a block for the sake of making a block. They must have found a block and just didn't put any transactions in there for any reason. So there you go. See, it's right here. Look at that. here. All right, so if you look at here, yeah, we're starting to trend down. Um, I think hopefully the blocks will, or the mempool will clear out. It'd be nice, and that way everyone doesn't have to pay ridiculous transaction fees. I think people just don't know how to estimate transaction fees, and that's why people complain. And they may have put too low of a transaction fee, or they overpay. If you have a better idea of how to estimate, you probably wouldn't be complaining as much. Considering the price of Bitcoin is like up to 10,000. Yeah, it says here 10,000 right here. It says $10,944. So the fees, if you compare the fees between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, if they're the same fees, of course they're going to be, if they're worth the same amount Satoshis, but they're going to be worth a different dollar value, because you have Bitcoin being worth $11,000, and then you have Bitcoin Cash being worth what, like 1,400? Of course, Bitcoin Cash is going to be cheaper. And, it's like a no-brainer. I don't know why people try to make a point of that. It just doesn't make any sense. If Bitcoin Cash was worth $11,000, their fees would also be very high right now. I don't understand there are people making that argument. All right, let's go to the Bitcoin chart analysis now. Wow, look at that price. Look at that candlestick. That is a weekly candlestick. If it can continue to go higher, or even maintain that body of the candlestick, that's good news. That is very, very good news. Let's see if I can let's make that trend line again. I know doing this gets kind of boring and monotonous, but technical analysis is not anything exciting. If you just stick to something that works for you, why mess with it? So look at that. So if you look at this, look at this trend line. So look at this trend line right here, and let's okay. This is how ridiculous this trend line looks. Okay, this is 2013. Look at that trend line. It looks totally absurd. It looks like, there's no way that this trend line, the price will never go to that trend line. Never. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it did. It did. And so look at that. The price is way, way high above this trend line. There's no reason why this shouldn't literally just keep going like it did back in 2013. Let me see here. So look at this. So, gosh, do I have to do this again? I'll go ahead and just do the line again. Why not? Okay, so there's my other 2 points, my other line that I put for chart analysis reason. All right, so there you go. All right, so let me just back up here. So if I just do an analysis and extrapolate from what I see here, from these 2 points, and it hits right here at 400, 475. The price of that times what, 3 should take you up to almost 12,000, maybe a little bit short. So you take that, and if it's exponential, well, if you take that and you can extrapolate from the data here, this line right here, we extrapolate the same data, and let's say it's exponential. Like some people are saying, like, what, $40,000, 40,000. Well, let me see. If you take 7,000 right here times, well, when I did it is times 3, which would give you about 21,000. But if you extrapolate that and you do a times 6, it's exponential, or even a times 9. Let me see what a times 9 is, because if it's exponential, it should be 3, and you times 3 again, that gives you 9. Let's see what the price comes out, because people are coming up with some extreme numbers, and I'm wondering, where are they extrapolating these numbers, and how are they coming up with these numbers? So as I try to figure out what other people are thinking, and it helps to understand what other people are thinking, because then you can essentially get an idea of what the market expects the price to be, right? Because these people are spreading these ideas around to other people, and that's the reason why people are buying in, right? They're spreading these ideas around to other people, and if the idea makes sense enough, all right, just like a meme, if it spreads enough and it becomes an expected truth, guess what? We're gonna all fulfill our own prophecy. So 9 times 7 is 63,000. So could that be possible? 63,000. Some people are just saying 100,000. I think they're overblowing the 100,000 thing. I think it'll take a much longer time to reach 100,000. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then we'll let McAfee eat his penis. But for the most part, if it is exponential, I'm figuring 9 times 7, 9 times 7,000 gives a $63. So $63,000. But let's first hit $21,000, because that's my next target goal, or that's my next target price is 61,000. Now that we already reached 10,000, but hitting $63,000. Sure, if it's exponential, if they're coming up with these numbers. Let's see. Let me see. 100,000 divided by 7. Yeah, they're way off. They're way off on that. Let me see. 7 divided by 100,000. Nope, it's 100,000 divided by 7. Yeah, these people are way off. They're way off. Let me see. What's the other number that I heard? 5,000 or 500,000 divided by 7. No, no. They're off by a few years. If they're gonna say 500,000, they're off by a few years. So, anyways, there you go on that. And let's just take a look at the hourly real quick. Okay, hold on here. Let me take a quick look. All right, so let's just take a look at this here and see what on the hourly what we're getting. All right, so let's just extrapolate from that. All right, there's your new range in price. Oh my goodness, it's about a $2,000 range in price, but within that range in price, it looks like a little bit less. It is, wow, it's up there. It's pushing up but it has to break this line right here. It really has to break this line, which, let me see, it's not that far. It's only what, 3 for another $500. So it's just another $500 from its all-time high. That's nothing for Bitcoin. I could see it probably hitting its all-time high, another all-time high here real soon. And then if I just take a look at this here, it's broken this trend line right here. So it's broken this trend line here, and it's broken out of it, and it's clearly busted out. And so that's good. That's good. The question is now, is it going to range within these two lines here, which it's high right now, looks like 11,082, and then right here at whatever this is, in 93. If it's going to range between those two prices, it really has to break above this to go up higher. Really does. If it does that, then it's definitely going to go to 12,000. I'll be making a $12,000 meme here. So that's on the hourly. I mean, that's all you can do on the hourly is take a guess at it. It just really moves too much. But let me just clear all this out. So it never completed its fifth wave. It's made a fourth wave and never did a fifth wave. It's broken out and it's made a new one wave. So this would be 0 to 1. Where it might pull back, I'm not sure. I could easily pull back to 1,000 and even 10,000 before going back higher, or it can just continue and break up. Just keep going up and away. On this, on the 12-hour, the spot price is higher than the moving average. As long as it does that, it will continue to go up. All right, the 1 day, again, also the spot price is above the moving average. It's really spreading. The shorter moving average, the longer term moving average, and the shorter term moving average is starting to really spread and create a bigger gap. And it does make a little space right here. I'm always worried about seeing a little gap, but it can easily just do whipsaw. You can just come down really fast, and then next thing you know, it just goes back up again. Same thing here. So this is a 3-day. The 3-day seems to be the most accurate in average, moving the price, the spot price, or the candlesticks moving with the average line. And so it seems to work really well. And right now you have a huge gap right here. You can see a big space in here. And that's worrisome. It could be retracement. The only other option is that the price continues to go up higher, pulling this simple estimated moving average, pulling it higher to touch the bottom of this candlestick. So either it has to go down and make a wick and then go back up, and then it'll drag this, moving average to touch the bottom of that wick. And of course, if you look at the previous one, 2, 3, last 3 candlesticks, it's really touched. It's like hitting the bottom of these candles and candlesticks to make it look like it's moving. Hindsight's 20/20, but at the time it doesn't look that way, does it? And then finally the week. Okay, on the weekly, if by next week, all right, if it stays green this whole week, which today is now, will be Sunday. It was Friday. It's Sunday, 1 in the morning here, 1:30 New York time. if it makes a new candlestick, it will literally cause this moving average to come closer to the bottom of this candlestick. And if the new candlestick pushes up higher, 12, 13, 14,000, it will literally cause this moving average to touch the bottom of that candlestick. And it will look like hindsight 2020. It will look like that was the perfect time to buy at 9,000. You should have bought there, hindsight 2020, but that's not the way it looks. I am worried because there is a gap showing here, and on the new candlestick there'll be a bigger gap. The RSI does look like it's saying it's overbought, but again, the RSI can just wiggle its way like it's been doing and have the price just keep going. If you look at the RSI on the weekly, it could just literally wiggle around like this all the time, and it just continue the price to go up higher and higher and higher. And it could do that for a long time. Apparently, it's been doing that since right here, which was last year, November, a year ago. It's been doing this for about a year. See how it just oscillates up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's been doing that for a year. It could keep doing that for a while because these trends last a long, long time and they don't stop. They don't stop. So 5. Okay, so that's why they're coming up with 6. I think I know why they come up with 40,000. If you take the difference between this number, that's about a 5 times, almost about a 6 times difference in price between here. So they're looking for a 6 times. They're looking for 12 times. Let me see. Let me recalculate if 12 times 7 comes up to 100,000 or close to it. It's 84,000. So that's interesting. They're probably expecting a little push higher. I'm coming up with 14 times 7 will get you to 14 times 7 will get you to almost they'll definitely get you over. Let me see, 14 times 7. There we go. So 14 times 7, it's like 14.4, 14.5 times 7 will get you to 100,000. So they're probably looking for a 14 times 14x, a 14x increase from 7,000 is what they're estimating, from what I can tell. So 14 point, or it'd be interesting if you put 14.4 times 7. That's actually 100,000. 14.4. Okay, I can see where they're coming up with this number, because I'm looking at the two different. Based on these two lines that I made, I'm looking at the difference between here and here right now. But let's see what the price was right about here. Low 18. Hold on. The low. Okay, 1830. So 1830. $7,000 divided by 1830. What number? That's still a 3.4, 3.8 increase, 3.8. That's a 3.8 increase right there. So if they're expecting a 14-point increase, that's quite a bit. That's still quite a bit, 14-point increase. 14.4 times 7,000. That gets you $100,800. I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Anyways, oh, sorry about that. I'm going to probably conclude this episode here. Sorry for the white screen. There we go. I want to go take you right there. So I'm going to conclude this episode now, and I'll let you guys know what's going on. Um, so far, what I can tell you is that you should all you should all be careful when you trade your coins. Um, be careful if you're a peer-to-peer trader. Definitely be careful. Like um, we're getting into a time where your bitcoins are being tracked. Your your sell orders are being tracked. Um, the IRS is watching. Everyone's watching now, and you're all being forced into regulated exchanges. It seems like peer-to-peer traders are being targeted again. I think I think that's what's happening. It always happens whenever the price goes parabolic. Um, the undercover agents coming out of the woodwork just increases, and entrapment and other nonsense are going to be happening. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we see more proposals of bills coming out that also encapsulate the end user being involved in some kind of reporting scheme where it's required that you report every sale of Bitcoin or every purchase of Bitcoin, and then you have to also report that on a regular basis, even though you are an end user and you're the one benefiting from all this. You're being put in the same category as a financial institution or a money business service or money transmitter. So there'll be many attempts for the Hamburglar, the Hamburglar, to come and get you and take your bitcoins from you. So be very careful. Stay vigilant. Uh, Keep an eye out on bill proposals and other things that come out. I'm sure there's going to be many attempts to try to make Bitcoin harder legally for you to obtain and to sell. Anyways, that's my video here. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned.